You're gonna break it! Stop!
Welcome dudes to a Grunt guide to CQC. I've thought about making this for a very long time, and well, I've just been busy doing a lot of other stuff like mods and all kinds of weird shit. But with the release of the Perkiilstofte Outskirts and Into the Radius 2, I feel like it's the right time to make this video now. Especially after the update in Into the Radius 2, because the mimics now are they are too sneaky and too they're just badass. Honestly, they are. But after having watched a lot of other YouTubers play both this game and Into the Radius 2, and also what I've seen playing with other people, both in Into the Radius 2, which was very fun, but also in Tactical Assault and other shooters like that, I definitely feel like now is the time to make this video. So, you might be thinking, well, Into the Radius 2, so what the fuck are you doing here in Into the Radius 1? Well, I'm heading to the very reason why I'm here. So, let's go in and I'll explain further. Now, the reason why I'm here is because I want to start this series out by going over some of the basic stuff, and then in each episode I'll expand more and more. So if you're a complete beginner, you can start with this video, you can watch it, you can practice some of the stuff yourself, and then you can naturally progress as the episodes come out and as you watch them. At least that's my hope, but let's see. So, to start off my merits, well, I've been a professional soldier. It's quite a lot of years ago now, but still, I've received a lot of training. I've been deployed, and I've tried these things in real life. So this wasn't all just training and fun and stuff like that. No. I did all that, and then I took it out in the real world and tried these techniques, and I've used them, and I know they work. So there's that. So you might be thinking, are some kind of special forces, Power Rangers, whatever. No, I'm not. There's nothing special about me or what I did in my time in the military. But with that being said, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I have the highest respect for the special forces. I mean, I've worked together with them on several occasions, and those dudes are just a completely different level. They are amazing. Really, they are. Holy shit. But with that being said, I still have quite a few years in the armed forces, and I've learned a lot of stuff. I'm trained in scout reconnaissance, mechanized infantry. I was also selected to be a scout sniper. That didn't happen though, but in any case, I know what I'm doing and I'm very good at it. So, that's that. I'm gonna leave timestamps, and you can just skip ahead or just skip entire episodes if this is something you already know or don't want to know or whatever. I mean, don't like it, don't watch it. Easy as that, honestly. Of course, I hope everyone who comes in here will like it. In any case, the other thing I wanted to say before I get started is that some of this stuff you might disagree. you might think, well, why is he saying this? Why is he doing this? Why are you teaching this stuff instead of that? And that doesn't matter. Honestly, if you are using other techniques or you want to use different techniques or whatever, go do you. Now, the basics. This is a gun. This is the trigger. No, never mind. There's one thing I've noticed there's a lot of people who do, and it is obvious where some of you get the idea from, that when you reload, okay, doing a tactical reload, reloading again, sometimes later. You see that? So, to go over the basic functionality of a gun, you do not need to rack the slide every time you reload it or use the cocking handle. You only need to do that whenever the gun is empty. So, how the gun works: you have the magazine, there's bullets in it. When you rack the slide or the bolt, what you're doing is that the magazine is up here, and when you pull back the slide or the bolt or slide, vice versa, it shears, or it takes the top bullet of the magazine and puts it into the chamber. That means that the gun is loaded, because there's a bullet in the in the chamber. If I take out the magazine, there's still a bullet in the chamber, and it'll fire, you know. So if you do a reload and the slide is not locked back or the bolt is not locked back, if we're talking about an automatic weapon, then you only need to insert the new magazine. You do not need to rack the slide. Now, basic handling skills. I'm not gonna go through a lot of safety stuff because this is a video game, so we're gonna take it chill. In any case, you can see the mag, how many bullets are there. Press the button to see. Well, it's fully loaded. Cool, sweet. And you can check the chamber by pulling it back slightly. And it's the same with something like the M4. Now it's loaded, and take it out. I can roughly see how many bullets are there, and I can pull the bolt back just a bit. I can see the bullet. Perfect. It's ready to go. Easy as that. Okay, the next thing we're gonna cover is some basics about shooting. Now, unfortunately, we cannot see it, but when I have the gun here, I'm gripping it firmly, my controllers that is, but my index fingers are pointing ahead. Let's say the radio. I'm actually pointing at it. On a real gun, my index finger would be on the trigger guard, pointing ahead. Where I'm going with this is that pointing at something is one of the most natural things for a human to do. That's how you can easily aim your weapon at something. So you just grab your weapon, you point with the index finger, and you bring it up. And then you only have to roughly put the aim in, and I might be using my left eye now actually. Alright, cool. I'll just put it to left dominant. I'm a left dominant shooter. So you might be thinking, well, you're using a right hand, how can you do that? Well, when I use a pistol, I use my left eye. When I use a long gun, I use my right eye. And there's apparently a lot of dudes who think you cannot do that, but it's easy, honestly. Your brain just switches between dominant eye all the time, so it doesn't really matter. That's a longer discussion, and it's not important for this. So you take out your gun. At the minute you start bringing it out, I'm focusing on the target and I point at it. Then I just roughly need to adjust my aim a bit, and I can shoot accurately. But by doing the pointy thing, when I bring out my weapon, even when it's coming up, I can start firing before I start aiming. which means that I can put fire in the general direction of my enemy, of the threat. When it's at chest level, I'm starting to point, and it's getting up there. The last few inches is just fine adjustment, which is not so important in Into the Radius because the AI is, as far as I know, not really geared towards self-preservation. But in real life, that shit is gonna save you, because you are able to put out fire in the general direction of the enemy. You get them to duck down and hide, even if you don't hit them, which is what you want. You want them to stop shooting at you as quickly as possible. So, having to put out the weapon, just gonna find the right stance, and then, I'm gonna aim, and then... Okay, now I'm there. You are dead 17 times over. That's just... You want to be as fast and efficient as possible. When there's a threat that emerges, you want to combat that as soon as possible, and even sooner than that. So it's a very good thing to know. It's a very good thing to practice, and it's a very good thing to be able to do. Because if you're playing a multiplayer game, for instance, another player surprises you, and you're able to put out bullets in their direction as quickly as possible. That means you are throwing off the aim, you are getting them to cower, you're getting them to go into cover, or whatever. You are disrupting what they're doing, which is trying to kill you. So it's a very nice thing to do, that whole pointing when you bring up your weapon, and then only at the last minute or last second you squeeze the trigger and you fire. So point, shoot. Awesome. It's the same with long guns. I'm doing the same here. I'm pointing with my index finger, both on this hand but also the other one, gripping by the mag well. That's what I would do in real life, that is. And I'm pointing with the index finger. So I'm pointing with both fingers. So if I want to shoot the cop, when I bring it up, I point at it. And then the aim, the iron sights are just, the sights are just gonna settle. Oops. Let's try that again. The sights are just gonna settle on what I want to shoot, but I'm pointing at it beforehand. So a target emerges, I point at it, and I can fire even before the gun comes up completely. Which it does a lot faster, because I just need to point at it, and pointing at something is easy and it's fast and it's something you do without thinking. Also, an important thing is you don't squint, you don't close one eye. That just eliminates your situational awareness. The only time that you need, or there's a reason to actually close one of your eyes, the non-aiming one, so to speak, is if you have to fire at either very long distance and or very precise shots. So you do that when you need to eliminate everything else but where you are aiming, like you're a sniper or some shit. But in most engagements, up to 200 meters, I'm just gonna put an estimate in feet here, so you can see, because I have no idea how long that is. Aiming with both eyes open is what you need to do, because you still have your peripheral vision. You can see what is happening all around you, and you do not close yourself off to any potential threats around you. Which is what you want, especially in a close combat situation. So by closing one eye, for my case, because I closed the right eye with the pistol, I eliminate everything over here. I cannot see it as well, and the other eye is focusing on the sights. So that means I narrow down my arc of vision, so to speak, there to a very small area, and everything around it it's hard to see. Unless I have both eyes open, then it's a lot easier to actually see if anything happens around me. It takes some getting used to, but you'll quickly get the hang of it, especially if you practice somewhere like here. And honestly, this is my favorite range in this entire range. This is beautiful because it allows me to practice exactly what I need. So, what's the point with this, I can hear you say? Well, the point is that anyone, even special forces, especially special forces, they practice this sort of shit all the time. That is how you maintain what you learn and you become better at the same time. Because the shooting and tactical movement and all of this stuff, it's the same as anything else, as any other skill. Use it or lose it. So if you don't practice, you're gonna lose it. Easy as that. And also with weapons, and those of you who's real life shooters, you know what I'm talking about. This Glock, it has some nice ergonomics. The sights are pretty good. It fits the hand beautifully, which is in real life. We are playing with controllers, so it doesn't feel any different. But they line up differently, the different weapons. This is a lot higher than the Glock. The Glock fits a bit lower. So if I switch from one firearm to another, then the sighting is different. So if I practice with the Glock all day, let's say, I practice a lot and I annihilate this range with the Glock and everything is going smoothly. And then I go out into the radius with this one. And then, because I haven't practiced with it, I'm not... all of that muscle memory I built up has been with a different weapon. So my shots might be going a bit higher, a bit lower than they did with the Glock, because the sights are different. So that is why if I play seriously, that is, I always come into the range and I pick the weapon I'm gonna use. And as I just started all over a new playthrough, I'm gonna come in with the Makarov, with the PM, because that is the weapon I'm gonna be using for at least the next hour or two. This is gonna be my primary weapon. And I don't want to waste ammo shooting all over the place because I haven't aligned the sights. As you see, they are off. And so that is what you practice, and you do the same in real life. And it might seem stupid, but honestly, when we were taught that both with pistols and our long guns, I had it on a sling on my back, but we were taught to practice that movement of deploying your weapon. Now, we did it by feel. We learned never to look at what we're doing. Because if you have to look at what you're doing, what the fuck are you gonna do when it gets dark? Or, it gets night or it gets dark, you're inside somewhere, you can't really see. You need to know where you can find everything without looking. And another thing we're taught, never ever take your eyes off the target. If something is trying to kill you, you need to look at it and keep your eye there, and then bring the weapon up. See, I'm looking at the radio, so I need to be able to pull out my weapon and just align the sights with it without taking my eyes off at any time. I need to focus 100% on that threat. Unfortunately, this is VR. We cannot do that because I can't feel where my pistol is. I can't feel where my mags are. I mean, there's a lot of times where I've been able to grab it and yes, everything's perfect. It's peachy. It's wonderful. It's an awesome feeling. And then there's a lot of times, oh shit, empty hand, or I'm standing with a mag instead of a gun. This doesn't shoot. Oh shit. I actually have a clip of me being surprised by a picture and just... Oops. It was awesome. So in this case, I just need to make sure I have my weapon, then I refocus on my target and I bring up the weapon to what I'm looking at so I can actively shoot it. And in the case of this, I wanted to go out for the first time into the radius. I come in here, I practice that movement until the sights are aligned as I like them. I only have to do rough adjustments each time I bring it up, which is perfect. So it's getting there. Then I usually take a few rounds here until I'm satisfied I can take the targets without wasting too many bullets on each. I mean, I want it as fast and as accurate as possible. With that being said though, do not rush. You have to relax, you have to do it in a tempo that is comfortable for you. You do aim for speed, no doubt about that. And you can also see it in all my other videos. I usually start shooting at an enemy before even actively aim. And because I practice this a lot, really a lot, also in real life for that matter, there's a lot of times where I'm shooting at something and it actually dies because I hit it effectively before I even really aim at him. So the bullets I'm putting out, they actually hit the target because I've been practicing so much. There's also a lot of times where the bullets are all over the place because I just changed the weapon or I'm having an off day or whoever gives a shit. So now I have the PM, it's loaded, and I want to practice a bit. Let's take a run with it. The target pops up, I deploy my weapon, I shoot. That was pretty fucking awful. You see, that was pretty shit. My bullets were all over the place, my sights were pretty misaligned, so I need to correct that, and I do that by repetition. I do that until I am somewhat satisfied with the progress I'm doing. So, just one more for good fun and stuff. Still shit. But I do this and until it feels right for me, until I can feel, okay, I'm getting warm, I'm getting smooth. Everything is pretty fluent. It feels right. And I'm hitting the targets without having to use too many bullets on each. And I can transition between them easily and hit them. Then I'm satisfied. I do not care about the time. Honestly, I don't. That's not important. The important thing is the feeling that if I feel I'm effective, that I'm fast and I can get targets fast and easy without wasting ammo, then it's perfect. And I'm ready to go. Also, another thing. This range is awesome to build up your reload speed. And this is the same with everything else. Do it in a slow tempo. Do it, don't try to rush it. Do it as smooth as you can. Only do it in the tempo you are able to keep up. Because if you try to rush things, you're gonna fuck up. And you're gonna mess up. And you are gonna drop max, you're gonna drop your gun, you're gonna try to reload and you didn't put the magazine in, it flew somewhere else, I don't know. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. The rule, Murphy's Law is whatever can go wrong will go wrong. And soldiers abide by that. So we train a shit ton to make sure that nothing can go wrong. One of them is doing this until it feels right. And no rushing. Whatever you do, never ever ever rush things. You're gonna fuck up, you're gonna get killed. So, one more just for good measure. That's pretty satisfying. I would call that felt nice. There was only one of them I'm pretty meh, but the rest of them, there was a nice transition. Everything it went smooth and it felt right. So I would be, well, this is cool. Just take one to make sure this wasn't a fluke, and then when that's then I'd go out, have fun. So that was some of the practice, that was some of the reload. Oh yeah, shit. Regarding reloads, you noticed I just dropped my max here. I do that a lot here, but I also practice not dropping them because this is the radius. These are a valuable commodity and you never know when the radius is gonna swallow them up, especially in the second one. So I do not really want to drop them unless I'm really in a hurry. And as you've probably also seen in some of my videos, I usually put them in the dump pouch before I reload the next mag. So don't drop them, they don't disappear. I can go off somewhere, I can reload and everything's peachy. I have all my mags, I'm ready to go. But if shit hits the fan, I'm gonna drop that mag on the floor and I'm not gonna give a shit about it because this is my survival we're talking right now. And mags disappearing and ammo, remaining ammo lying on the floor, I do not give a fuck. That is future me to worry about that, and right now I need to keep future me alive. So that's what counts. In most situations, I always try to put them in the mag, in the dump pouch before I get a new one. That's how you want to do it. Let's try that one more time. That was awesome. So, let's for shits and giggles do it with a long gun. And it's the same principle here. Keep it at the low ready. And let's go. Yes, back up a bit. That was pretty fucking shit. Let's go one more time. And find the sights. That was also pretty shit. Now, one thing about iron sights. Well, they kind of work, but they aren't made for fast target acquisition. I mean, if you have to shoot something accurately at a larger distance, or medium distance, they're just fine. I'd flip that up, so I'd use not the night sight, but the smaller one. The other one is just too inaccurate. Anyway, if you are shooting at a somewhat fast pace or in close quarters combat, you need fast reactions. And in this being the radius, you always need fast reactions. You would definitely prefer something like this. Let's give it a go. That's pretty well. But you see the difference going to a hollow sight instead of what's it called? Instead of iron sights. That is a big difference. Now you might notice both now and in pretty much all my videos, if I include it in, I'm gonna do this a lot. Whenever I have a small break in the action, I'm gonna check the mag, see if it's full and if I'm still loaded. Even though I just reloaded it. If I come out on the gauge pin, I'm just gonna, yes. Okay, and perfection. Because the worst thing to ever happen to anyone is you bring out your weapon and you like click. What the f? You do not want that to happen. That's no. So, oh shit, that's awesome. That's my AK. And the same with, I mean, in real life, I always have the safety on because you, by feel, whenever I pull out the pistol, it's up. Now it's disengaged and it's ready to go. And safety on, down in the holster. Deploy, safety off, and it's ready to go. But this is VR, this is a game. I can't feel the safety. I don't know where it is. So it doesn't feel... I can't tell if it's off safety or not. And in the case with this one, I could instantly switch it from safe to semi. It's just a click of your thumb. It's easy as that. But here, right. I have no idea what's gonna happen now. I can't feel it. Okay, it's full auto. I don't want full auto. And I definitely don't want safe. Anyway, that was a detour. Let's try it out with the AK. All of these weapons, I mean, if I went to Pobeda, I found an AK, I'm gonna be, oh sweet shit, yeah, awesome, we're ready to go. When I've practiced with it, so I'm gonna come in here with some mags, and I'm gonna test it out. And this is what you do. You just practice a lot. Oh, this is the absolutely best way to get better. And this course by far is everything you need. Honestly, this is perfect. And this gun is perfect for training reloading because you only have 7 round capacity in your mag, so you're gonna reload a shit ton. Accessories, definitely, we're gonna cover that. One thing you might be wondering, or maybe not, I don't know. In video games, you use a laser in a way that will get you killed in real life. But we are gonna ignore that. In real life, you don't keep your laser on. That is a death sentence. The easiest thing in the world is to point at wherever that red dot is coming from and then just shoot at that. Even in complete darkness, you'll get killed. So, how we use it, we use a pressure switch to activate it. So, let's see, I'm gonna shoot the radio. I know there's an enemy there, but I'm not sure. I cannot see my sights because, ignore that. Let's say it's completely dark, I can't see them because there's no Trigicon sights or anything, doesn't matter. I'm gonna pull up my weapon and it's roughly there because I'm pointing at it. I cannot really see the sight, so I'm just gonna, okay, it's aligned. That's it. You only do like a very short, extremely short burst with the laser to point it in, to fine-tune the aim, then you turn it off and you shoot. In real life, that is. Now, in VR, oh, that doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep this baby on all the time because the mimics can't see it. And I'm also gonna practice with it. Now, one thing about the laser in a game or in any situation, it's a device to help you. You don't go, okay, I don't need to look at my sights at all because I'm just relying on the laser. Now, in real life, you zero this laser. It's probably gonna be at 25 to 50 meters or something like that. Which means that if your target is closer than that, that's not gonna matter much because you're still gonna plug holes in them. But if they're further than that, especially if the laser is mounted on the side, then the zero or the deviation is not gonna be up and down. It's gonna be up and down and left and right. So that means if I zero this at 25 meter, that means it's gonna hit at 25. It's gonna be, the laser is gonna be lower than where the shots are hitting if it's closer than 25. But it's gonna be higher if it's further than that, which means my bullets are gonna go low, compared to the laser, that is. And if it's mounted on the side, holy shit, then my rounds are gonna start going to the side of wherever my laser is aiming at, which is a big problem. That means that the laser is an aiming assistant device. This is not your primary means of aiming. They are just there to help. They are to, in the case of the deployment, I mean, you look at the target, you take it out, you can see the laser already before I get my sights up. So I have a rough estimate. That means I can align the sights even quicker than without the laser. And that makes it a very valuable tool. Something you might not have thought about is that a weapon mounted light works pretty much the same way as a laser, only it's bigger. So yeah, you can use your weapon light in pretty much the same way as a laser aiming device, which is pretty badass. You can actually use it to help with the aiming. So let's give it a go. I'm gonna bring it up, and it is, I mean, it's a big beam of light I'm throwing here, but I'm pretty sure that in the middle of where I'm pointing, that's where my bullets are gonna hit. And the same with the laser, I'm just using it to guide me and guide the sights into what I wanna hit. Now, it's an awesome tool, and I usually prefer to use that on my pistols, especially in the outskirts, because they are so goddamn dark. When you go inside of any of the buildings, you're just like, I can't see shit. Suppressors! Now, a big difference between game and real life. This is fucking awesome. I mean, look at it, how beautiful it is. Download links in the description. But it's awesome. It's sweet. But deploying a bitch like this in real life, I mean, you have to pull it all the way up into your fucking armpit to get it out. That's a death sentence. You're not gonna do that. There's no reason to keep it, especially not on a hip holster. Holy shit. So in real life, I wouldn't keep this on, because the pistol is my backup weapon. I need to be able to deploy that fast. But that being said, this is a game, and the minute you grab the pistol, it's out of the holster. So, and yeah, of course you have some collision, you see. So if I stand here and that's gonna fuck up your deployment. So you need to be aware of how long your weapon is, and it just goes to show, the longer the weapon is, the harder it is to maneuver around. It makes sense. And adding a suppressor to something just makes it longer and a bit harder to manage. That being said, there's a lot of very good things about them, and there's fewer downsides to them in VR than there are in real life. And even in real life, they are freaking awesome. I love suppressors. Now, like I said before, this range, fucking love it. This range is perfect. It's awesome. It trains those skills that you need out in the radius to perfection. You train deployment, you train reloading, you train target acquisition and transference, or whatever the fuck it's called, all of that. It is beautiful. It is it's an awesome way to train, and it really helps a lot. This dude right here, this is for shits and giggles. The sniper range, honestly, I've never really used it. You can get this loud motherfucker, and you can shoot at stationary targets that, again, you don't have to react to. This is for shits and giggles. So if you want to stand here and shoot the targets, then go nuts. Now, the kill house. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you thinking, ooh, CQC, then this'll be the perfect spot to train. No, just let me put it bluntly. This is about the worst place you can go to practice any of these skills in this game. Because it is not applicable to anything you do out in the radius. It just doesn't hold up. So I just loaded up because let's go see. What? Go inside and shoot all the targets as fast and accurate as possible. Okay. Yes. So we go in and you enter the first room. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 targets presenting themselves on 2 different levels. How many times have you witnessed something like that out in the radius? I'm just giving you a moment. Yeah, none. It doesn't happen. And to make matters worse, you continue. And you continue, and it pops up. That's pretty cool. Oh shit, there's a surprise here. Okay, cool. And oh shit, we have behind us. And now we have that. We have targets at 2 sides now. We have 1, 2 behind us, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in front. And one of them is a double tap target, which is it's okay, but still. And the layout of this entire kill house is just these are basically impossible conditions to work out in. Now we continue, and tactically this is a nightmare. You go in the center of the room, in front of a door. And you have to put down 6 targets. That's a death sentence. This will kill you in no time at all. It is so freaking impossible to clear like this, especially if you're alone. That's just not gonna happen. You move in here, I'm gonna be all tactical and shit. Okay, shit. And you have targets coming up here. You shoot them coming up, and now you have more targets coming up here, and you have those from behind. Again, you're dead. You are training for failure. You come down here. Okay, shit, cool. Doing tactical. Well, everyone heard that behind us. So we have, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 targets. One of them concealed pretty well on 2 different levels, and one behind us. This is awful, honestly. If you are an absolutely a wizard or something, then sure. If you have fun doing this, sure, go nuts. But using this as a training tool, I'd say no. You'd be better off just not using that at all. Honestly, it's almost impossible to train tactical shooting and reloading and tactical movement. Everything. It's just. That kill house is a shit show. You are setting yourself up for failure. You don't get the success you need. And using this range, just shooting at the targets, you can feel you're getting quicker, you're getting better acquisition, you see the targets dropping, you're using this ammo. Perfect. Go nuts, you're ready. The next episode, I'm gonna go over some tactical movement. I'm gonna go out into the field and show you these things. And I'm gonna cover 2 different kinds of movement. One of them is, it's more geared towards real life, but that doesn't matter. It's still good knowledge to have. And the other one is more tactical movement in a CQC environment, where everything is close, and that's why you're here. And then I am gonna top it. Oh, I'm also gonna cover grenades, because why not? That's fun. And I might think up some other fun stuff to do. I don't know. We'll figure that out together. But in any case, I'm gonna top it off with a trip. Well, we're actually gonna take 2 trips. We are gonna take a trip into Pobeda, because that place is a shit show. So we are gonna go in there and we're gonna practice all these skills in there. And then after that, we're gonna end it off with a finale where we go into the Petorsk outskirts into the Readiness 2. And I am gonna show you these techniques in there, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be brutally honest of my own performance. I'm gonna tell you where I fucked up, how I fucked up, what I did right, and how I did it right. In any case, we're gonna take all of this and we're gonna put it into practice, and I'm gonna break it down and analyze it for you, so you know how I did, why I did, what I messed up and why I messed it up, and blah 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 blah. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be good fun, and hopefully you'll learn a lot from seeing me do this stuff. So, thank you for watching this first episode. I hope it wasn't too boring for you. And trust me, we're gonna have a lot of fun in the next episode. So you guys take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay awesome, dudes. Bye. Welcome to a, what's I gonna call it? For fun. Anyway, there's one thing that I've noticed. There's a lot of you. What the fuck?